Team, it is about that time. Yes, it's time. It is time to finally get back fully on track, putting all of the holidays, all of the festivities behind us right here and get back on track. And that's why we have the Back in Action Challenge, which I am personally fired up for myself because there's certain things that I need to do for me to get back in action, get back on track in certain areas. And so one of the reasons why we didn't do this in January was because one thing that I've always said and I've always seen is that a lot of times people don't really start their getting back on their journey or starting their journey really towards the end of January, really more so into Feb. Because there's still a lot of things people got to go through, holiday stuff. It's almost like I like to call it the holidays hangover, right? Where you go through so much stuff and most people just aren't ready to start January 1st. And so it gives us enough time to get our feet going, to get some momentum. And this is exactly what we've seen right now. I mean, from people coming into classes, a lot more consistency starting to increase. This is always the time where people are like, all right, I'm really ready to get this thing going. And I know for me personally, I'm kind of the same way. And so that's why we really want to do this for February. Take on this Back in Action Challenge where it's real simple, right? If you want to build back some healthier habits, build back some more discipline, really start building that foundation again going into the rest of this year, this is what this challenge is designed for. And so when I say back in action, for not everybody it's the exact same thing. For some people it's going to be get back in action with your consistency of workouts. Some people it's going to be back in action consistency of your nutrition, back in action consistency of your sleep, your water intake. Hell, just being in a positive mood, maybe back in action of hanging around the right type of people in your life. That may be what you need to get back in action for. Being like, man, I got to surround myself with more of these energy dealers versus energy vampires. So whatever kind of area that you're in right now that you want to focus on as we go into February, pick one of these areas. Now, the biggest thing for us is consistency. And so we keep it real simple because every challenge has to have something that we can track. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to track workouts. 20 workouts is what we're looking for in February. Now, look, you may say to yourself, Coach, I can't get into class. It's tough, or my schedule's crazy, whatever the case is. It doesn't have to be just class. You can do, whether that's the online workouts, the at-home workouts that we're sending, open gym, going for a run, doing something. Look, we're not here to be crazy diligent on, it's got to be X, Y, Z, these things. Look, I just want you to move. Got to move because motion creates emotion. When you start moving, you start feeling better about yourself. You start feeling like I can do anything. You start to create that positive momentum in your life, and that's what we want. We want to get that from moving. That's where it all starts. So that's what we're tracking. But personally, I want you to think of something that you want to focus on and grow over the next month. And it's great because it's a short month. So it's like, hey, I can tackle this, dial this thing in. You know, for me personally, the thing that I want to really focus on dialing it is increasing more of the veggie intake in my nutrition. And so what I'm doing, and I'm committing to it right now, I'm saying it on camera, I'm gonna have a little baggie every single day of vegetables. And y'all can call me accountable, right? You can say, hey, you got those veggies in the bag? I'm putting it out there. I want that accountability. And so I'm gonna put that out there for me. That's gonna be the biggest thing for me, along with obviously those workouts. But for me, I think right now that piece is dialed in, and it's the nutrition part for me. That's where I really wanna focus on a lot in this month. And with every challenge, what I like to do is I like to do something that really shocks me. They need to be crazy extreme, but one thing that's gonna shock me, that's gonna really kind of have that atomic effect on all the other things. And so whenever I do a challenge like this, I like to personally take on something additional that I do. And I thought, why would I just do it myself and not open this up to people? And so what I am creating for the month of February, and make this very clear, month of February, is the Dog Squad. The Dog Squad. That's right, because we all got that dog in us. I think every one of us has that dog somewhere in us. And when we say that term, right, oh, that's a dog in him. What is that? It's just get that grit. It's just that focus. It's that relentless pursuit of just getting after it. That's what it means to have that dog in you. Like, man, they're going to get it done one way or another. They're just going to find a way to get whatever it is they need to get done. It may be dirty, they may be scratching, clawing, fighting, crawling, doesn't matter. They're gonna find a way to get it done. That's what it means to have that dog in you. And so I thought to myself, what do I wanna do this month that is gonna challenge me a little bit more? It's gotta be something that's uncomfortable. It's gotta be something that's like, okay, challenging, where it's like, damn, this is kind of tough. It's so out of my normal routine. And so I thought, we're gonna have the dog squad. And so once a week, Thursdays, 3:30 a.m. in the morning, did not stutter, 3:30 a.m. I'm gonna be doing a workout with whoever wants to jump in here at FNS. So 3:30 to 4:30, and let me tell you what the dog squad type of workout is. I train with you, we're getting after it, we're seeing the workouts, we're going through it. We start sharp at 3:30 in the morning, and we break the script, we push ourselves, and everything about that is tough. Everything about that is a grind. Getting up early, training that early, the workout's gonna be tough. So it's not one of those things that it's mandatory by any means. It's just more of an invitation. If that's something you want to do and jump into and say, hey, dude, I'd like to get after that. There is no fee. It's not additional, anything like that. It's just something that I'm doing, and I say, hey, I want to open it up to our athletes as well, so that everybody feels involved. It's inclusive. Whoever wants to jump in, and if nobody comes, and if it's me by myself, it's all good. I'm gonna get a good workout that day. I'm gonna have to get after it. But if anybody wants to join in, jump into that dog squad. And this is important, I think, for picking some type of additional challenge for you as we go into this Back in Action challenge. Is do something that breaks the script. Do something that you're gonna be really proud of, where it was tough, maybe you didn't wanna do it, but by the time you do it in the 3rd week, in the 4th week, in the 5th week, you're like, I'm really proud of myself for doing that. And that's the whole point of a challenge. That's actually how we actually become proud of ourselves. We're only proud of ourselves is by doing something that was extremely difficult or we really didn't want to do in the first place. That's how we become proud of ourselves. No one's just proud of the things that are easy to do. And that's what we want to do. We want to constantly build that self-confidence. We want to constantly build that self-esteem. And how you do that is by doing hard shit. You got to do hard things. And when you do those and you commit to those and you say you're going to do them and then you follow through and do them, that's how the self-confidence and the self-esteem increases. And that's ultimately what it's all about with training. And it translates to everything. It translates to our relationships, our friendships, our jobs, any environment that we're in. Having that higher self-confidence translates. And the only way we get that is through a road that is often less traveled. So people may say, oh man, it's busy at certain times. Well, it's never busy when you get up an hour earlier. It's never busy when you run that mile earlier or mile later. The things that you do before and after that most people don't want to do rewards those who are willing to do those. So that's my invitation. If you want to be part of the dog squad in February, Thursdays, 3:30 a.m. If you want to do another challenge on your own, I highly advise it. Pick something that's going to challenge you, that's going to stimulate your mind, and it's going to have an atomic effect of everything else in your life. And again, when we do these challenges, I want to make it very clear, we're not looking for rapid fix. We're not looking for quick fix, lose 30 pounds in 30 days. None of that nonsense, none of that bullshit here. That's not how we operate. That is not our MO. We're looking for sustainability. We're looking for growth. So I don't need to challenge every single day where it's extreme, because then you'll never want to do it. You'll be like, I need a break. I don't want to do this anymore. Once a week for me is what I've learned in my experience, and with coaching thousands of athletes, that's typically the sweet spot that they're like, I can do, think of it like your game day. I can do something once a week that's tough. And then we may carry that over to the next month in terms of a challenge that you want to do for yourself. But either way, let's take this thing 1 month at a time. Think of the year as you get 12 games, 12 months. How can I dominate? How can I get better? How can I build on habits every single month? And if you can just build on 1 to 2 habits a month, you're changing your life drastically by the end of the year. Because now you're changing anywhere from 12 to 24 habits just by being intentional. And that's why we talk about the most important part of every training session is the intention that you have walking into it. So when you walk into that training session, what's my intention today? What's your intention this week? What's your intention this month? Once you have that intention, support that with actions, and now you're on the road to success. So let's go make some big moves. Let's keep this thing simple. Just show up, do the work, be consistent. Challenge is simple, 20 workouts. Pick another area that you really want to focus on, maybe better sleep, maybe better communication with your loved ones, reaching out, being resourceful, maybe better vegetables, eating more protein, whatever the case is. Maybe asking for help. Maybe you need to do that a little more. That may be a thing you want to focus on. Either way, there's no wrong answer when you are on the path to self-improvement. There's no wrong answer, because you're intensely trying to get better. And anybody who's willing to step into that arena and risk failing over and over, which is just basically a normal prerequisite for growth. Failing, you have to fail in order to grow. I got so much damn respect for. So keep this fight alive. I love the momentum that we have right now as a community. I love the camaraderie. I love the energy that we're bringing every single day. I love being in those trenches with you guys and elevating us to a higher standard. It fires me up. And the fact that you want to grow every single day and that you're willing to be coachable and trust us, I speak on behalf of our entire team here at FNS. We greatly, greatly appreciate that. So let's go make some moves. Let's go level up. Back in action, baby. We're all about it. Our best is yet to come. Let's get dialed in. See you in the dog squad.